Hello everybody, this is DigiDog, hope you're having a wonderful day, and this is a PC I picked up from a jumble sale for £5. Judging from the CPU socket LGA775, this PC is about 10 years old. My original idea for this PC was to use it to host my Minecraft server, but due to certain events that I'll talk about later, this just wasn't possible. So let's go on to the specifications of the computer. The motherboard shows its age because it only has USB 2 headers and no USB 3 on the rear I/O. Another way the motherboard shows its age is that it has support for blooming HDD cable! I didn't even know that was a thing until I got this PC! Slept into accent there. Anyway, let's look at the things attached to the motherboard instead of the actual motherboard. The thing powering the system is a 300-watt Bestech PSU. I don't recommend using this PSU for a long time, as it has no 80+ rating and it is from a brand I've never heard of, but they did use them in old HP Pavilion machines. As for memory, the system has 3 gigs of what I think is DDR4 RAM. The reason why I'm unsure is because the system seems to be too old to have the current generation of RAM. As for storage, it has a Seagate Barracuda mechanical hard drive. It is the only drive in the system. It only has 250 gigabytes and only supports Molex. A bloody HD cable. The CPU cooler is a rather quiet and beefy Arctic CPU cooler, and it's probably the best part in the system. It has a quiet 80mm fan and a very large heatsink. It is at this moment I want to say that some of the B-roll of the computer I shot was shot vertically, so I couldn't include it. But it isn't a huge loss, as I probably wouldn't have room for it in the video. Anyway, back to the video. The CPU is unknown to me, but I do know it is on the LGA775 socket. So I do know it will be in the Core 2 series of Intel CPUs. My initial hopes for the CPU would be hoping it is a Core 2 Quad instead of Core 2 Duo. Instead, by the way, if you see anything broken in the PC like an unplugged HD audio cable, don't worry, it didn't come like that. I tinkered with it before shooting the B-roll. When I first got the PC, the cable management was significantly worse than what it is now. Trust me when I say this is an improvement. I mean, you couldn't even see the RAM when I first got this PC. I admit it still isn't that good cable management, but the case is absolutely awful for cable management. It's awful. Anyway, let's look at the I/O. Here you can see, well, very old ports for various different things. You can see something that looks similar to a VGA port, but that in fact is not a VGA port because it has 3 rows of pins, not 2. Here you can see the graphics port, and let me tell you, this is very old. You can see 2 DVI ports, so I had to get an adapter to use those, even though due to my stupidity, I later discovered it works with DVI-D. Here you can see cutouts to run cables, but they were being covered by the drive cage. Nice job. At the front you can see dual USB 2 ports and average audio ports that can be covered by a little slide up piece of plastic. Here you can see a very useful retention mechanism for the graphics card that I use frequently because it's faster than having to unscrew the card every time. I could imagine this will be a nice test bench case. The mounting system on the motherboard for the graphics card is old. This might be because it has PCIe 2. Anyway, I had to use a small screwdriver bit to operate the mechanism. The graphics card in question was an old Asus Nvidia GPU. All the cooler was a big chunk of aluminium cooling the GPU passively. Spoiler alert, this is the part that caused the system not to work. As I say, the RAM is 3 gigs in a weird configuration of two 500MB sticks with two 1GB stick. You can see that not all sticks are the same in the previous shot. As for the case, it does not have any transparent side panel, but it does have plenty of ventilation on the side, which is a plus. It has a screwless mechanism to take off the side panel, but I would rather it had screws because the actual way they made it work is so hard to operate. Anyway, I'll show you a video of me powering on the system for the first time. Brief cleaning. Got it plugged in, we've got the adapter one into the monitor. I'm just going to stop the video there because when I was shooting the video, a family member was as the background of my screen, so I had to do some funny business to censor my screen. Anyway, enjoy. Might be a bit weird though. Got it all plugged in this setup, so let's hit the power button. Beep. Oh god. Oh, this is gonna blow up before I get a chance, isn't it? Come on. No. Oh! Wow. It works, sort of. Oh. Windows is loading files. It's got an S on it, so it's kind of weird. It works! Oh. Wait. What? Oh my word! Oh my word! It's sort of working. It's sort of working. I'm gonna go and get a keyboard and mouse. Just a little update. These do work. Cool. You know what? I'm actually just gonna cancel this. Oh, the keyboard works. It can't be cancelled. That's... Why does it say cancel if it can't be cancelled? Can't be cancelled. Oh my word, why is this taking so long? Looks like I'm not gonna cancel it then. It just turned off. This is now connected to this computer here. Just doing some research on some best tech, but where is it turned off? The fans haven't stopped spinning. Which one is it? It's this one. Then it's this one. It's that one. VGA still inactive, we'll see. It was at this moment the system stopped working. Every time I turned it on, the fans were spinning, but I got no post. So let's see my setup for troubleshooting it. Here you can see my monitor, keyboard and mouse in the far corner and the computer in the bottom of the screen. You can also see my box at the top used to stop damaging PCBs. I know how annoyed you may be about the setup being on the floor. I just had no desk space. After unplugging everything in the system and plugging it back together again, the system wouldn't post. I consulted help from members in my family and then put the problem down to a dead GPU. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was quite hard to make, so I'd love it if you showed your appreciation. It's a shame the system died, but I have a newer functioning system anyway that that I'll be using anyway. See you in the next one. Bye.